Hey, before I kick off the podcast, I just want to shout out Next Door Clothing. Next Door, a clothing brand based out of Bondi in Sydney. They're making really nice jeans and shirts and hats. So go and check out their full range at nextdoorsydney.com. They're also artists, so you can go and check out a range of art. They put on rad parties, and I love what they're doing. So nextdoorsydney.com for the full range.
I'm having a good time.
You are?
Yeah.
I can tell.
And we are rolling too.
Terrible happy talks. Terrible happy talks. Terrible happy talks. Terrible happy talks. Ready, Chris? You ready to roll? Okay. Clap. Oh, that was a bad clap.
Wasn't it? Terrible.
Today's guest is Blake Johnson. Blake Johnson is a previous guest all the way back from episode number 12. Blake is a surfer, entrepreneur and successful business owner. Originally from Wollongong, Australia, Blake now lives in Bali with his girlfriend Jess. Since arriving in Bali, Blake founded 2 cafes and a roasting distribution company called Coffee Cartel. Blake's business savvy has allowed him to create a lifestyle on his terms, and at the age of 31...
I think I'm 32 now.
I was going to say...
I had to do the count the other day, actually.
It's so funny. Because I actually, when I wrote that, I forgot to ask you. Let's keep going. So he has since the age of 32, he has acquired knowledge and skills well beyond his years. Blake possesses innate confidence, calmness and kindness in all that he does. I believe these qualities have allowed him to achieve the success that he has at a young age. Blake is a firm believer in hard work, dedication and challenging the notion of stereotypical traditional education and career pathways. Blake finds his solace in the ocean. He has found his happy place at Nusa Lembongan. He is newly engaged and has a baby on the way. Today, Blake is back on the show for a catch-up to share his experiences, challenges, and hopes for the future. Blake Johnson, welcome.
Thanks, mate. How you going?
Dude, how are you going?
Good. Actually, I was just thinking then, the last time we did this podcast, I'd surfed Echo Beach, and I've just come in from Echo Beach from a surf again.
And that was probably the last time you surfed?
That's probably the last time I surfed there, yeah.
Why do you hate it so bad?
I don't hate it. It's just the other side of the world for me.
It is.
It is. It's
But when we say
chaos.
other side of the world, it's like 15 minutes away.
Yeah, when there's no traffic.
Yeah.
That's why we came down today.
Wow. There's no traffic at the moment.
There's no traffic. It was epic.
Why? Why is there no traffic? Let's
Are we going to dive into it?
I said it, okay, when you arrived here today, I was like, Blake, we're not talking about
The C word.
The state of the C
C
word.
word, bro.
Let's call it, okay, we'll call it the C word. We're not talking about it. And you're like, yeah, man, no worries. You don't have to talk about it. But then we sort of started talking about it. I was like, you know what? Like, maybe it is okay to talk about it because...
It's a recent event and it's a huge thing and be a massive part of our lives this year.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really unprecedented. Like,
yeah.
And it's just, I guess for me, I guess for a lot of people, it's just this uncertainty that I think we've never experienced before.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling?
I don't know. I'm sort of... It's kind of actually nice to not be the only place in the world in this situation for a change. I feel like we always get almost vilified by Western media here in Indonesia and Bali in particular. And everyone else is experiencing what we experience when these things happen, you know. For example, the volcano going off and all the hysteria that went along with that, and you could shoot a bullet down the main street as you can do now, you know. And everyone back home and around the world are experiencing what we experience when these things happen. So it's kind of a nicer feeling this time because we're all in it together. But yeah, we'll see how we come out of this on the other side.
Yeah, someone said that to me the other day. They said, like, the Balinese have just been through so much.
Yep.
And
especially in the last 20 years.
Yeah. And they were like, they've just built up this resilience.
Yeah.
And I guess you kind of feel it from them, even at the moment. You know, like when I've had to go out to do a few little things. Everyone seems really relaxed. I don't feel any hysteria.
Yeah, I think they're sort of they're kind of happy to shake us off the island for a little bit, to be honest.
Maybe.
Like, you know, I think they're really kind of enjoying the quietness and going back to their roots, and they're all going to be able to spend Nyepi with their families, and they're probably going to have an extended Nyepi now. So, and I think it's gonna be great for them to spend a bit of time with the family in their villages, and you know.
It just feels too coincidental that this is happening around the time of Nyepi, which is a time to reset and decompress and isolate. Yep. It just seems a little bit too coincidental.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've spoken to a couple of local guys, and they have been saying that, you know, there has been a reason that it's come at this time, and Nyepi was the reason, and we need to have the Ogo guys the night before, and we're going to scare this off the island, and then we're going to be sweet, you know. We're all going to go into hibernation, and when we come out of there, we'll be sweet. But, yeah, I hope they're right.
So do I. And, I mean, today I was down the beach this morning early, and they're setting up for a big ceremony, and as we're leaving, you know, we're talking about, you know, not gathering and stuff, but they were gathering there was probably 100 people there doing a ceremony on the beach in preparation for, you know, Nyepi and stuff. And I just seen a lot of smiles and a lot of relaxed, happy people. Yeah. And it was just, it just put my mind and my heart at ease. Yeah. So, and I'll be completely honest, when I see some media, which I just can't look at mainstream media at the moment, but when I see media of people mass buying consumables like toilet paper and food, leaving less privileged people to struggle for that stuff. Yep. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed with sadness, to be honest, when I see those images. I
think because it's not on our doorstep, we're kind of a little bit it's just not in our face here. We haven't seen it so much, but I must admit, today I was driving down here and I seen all the cafes and restaurants empty, but Pepitos, the supermarkets, were chockers.
Was it?
They had people there buying up, you know.
Oh, right, because I haven't seen that.
I hadn't seen it yet, and today was the first day that I'd seen it. So, but in saying that, it's not locals. It's all expats, and they're going to have to do something because all the restaurants will be closed. Yeah. That's part of the culture here for tourists, is to experience all the great restaurants and bars and that we have here. But if they're all closed, they're going to have to fend for themselves somehow. So I guess that's why they're all there, you know?
Yeah. And, like, the sense of community just still really, you know, I can't see... Like, I just feel like if someone's struggling in this community, they all look out for one another. And another thought I had was, like, if you look at Bali as an island, yes, there's large tourist areas. There is. Yeah. But if you look at it on a map, a majority of the island is not touristy. Yep. You know, it's still just vast rice fields and mountains and when I looked at it like that, because there's all this talk about they count on the tourist dollar so much, like, and I know they do. Yep. But I also feel like they're going to be okay because
it's going to send them back to their roots.
They're going to go back to the village, and they're all going to go back to the farming, and they're all going to commune and eat together, and I don't know,
and look after each other.
But
they will, for sure. You know, that's just how they do it. Yeah. Whereas in the Western world, we're told to go at this alone in self-isolate.
Isolate, fend for yourself, every man for himself, dog eat dog. Yeah.
Here, they'll be really looking after each other.
I spoke to my mate on the phone the other day. He lives in Cronulla. He was actually on the show. Bud is a downhill skier guy. And he said that he went to the supermarket and he's got a new little baby boy he's not that new. He's like 1. And he said, like, you know, people were running into his pram with their shopping trolleys because they were just so frantic to buy food. And his words were, he goes, it's kind of a reflection of how sick a society is when these things happen. And I kind of thought, oh yeah, fair call. Yeah, it does sort of represent how unwell we are as a society. So just an observation, I guess.
Yeah.
Listen. Anyway, man.
That's enough.
Dude, are we done with the C word?
I don't know. We'll see if it comes back up, but I think that's enough.
It's fine. I
think. Look, at the end of it, we're all going to learn something from it. And the greatest thing about it is that we're all in it together.
Nice one, brother.
You know?
It's true, we are.
Yeah. It's not just one island on a little archipelago this time. It's everyone in it together. Yeah.
Like, sorry, I know we want to move on from it, but just going back, like, you were here when the ash cloud happened from the volcano.
Yeah, we almost shut shop. I was almost we got down to our last $500. We spoke about this in the last podcast.
That's right.
So this is my second time round going through something like this.
Yeah.
And
you seem pretty chill.
Well, I'm confident in that tourists will be back very quickly. When they come back, it's going to be busy here.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a really crazy high season when it happens.
So you're just going to buckle in?
We're just going to buckle in, and we're just going to try and, look after our staff as much as we can. I mean, it's hard to pay them a full salary when there's no money coming in, so we're going to put them on half work, half salary next month, and just try and make sure that if they do need any support, whether it be financial or not, that we can try and be there for them, because it's not their fault. I don't want to, and I can't. It's disgusting that places are firing their staff. I just think it's disgusting. So we're going to really try and hold on to them as long as we can. I'll do my best. I've promised them that if we can hold out 3 months on half salary, after that, then we'll have to start talking about layoffs. But I think we can last 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that literally in my current situation.
Yeah.
I won't go into full depth about it, but I just feel like people and businesses are maybe with the firing of all their staff or a majority of their staff, I just feel like it's just a little bit too much of a knee-jerk reaction. Like you're sort of saying, like, we're going to try and delay it. Manage it or just
manage it in some way.
Delay it for as long as possible. Yeah. And it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that. That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone.
Because we are all in this together,
Yeah.
Like they're taking a pay cut. So am I. There's no money coming in my door now. So, what I'm looking at my bank account and I'm managing the amount of money that's in there until, all right, then we got nothing. Gotcha. Then it's like, okay, guys, I actually don't have the money to pay you anymore. So we're going to have to lay you off. But we're going to go until that point. Because I know that this island can, just flick of a switch, it's back on. And you can't, and it takes you fucking 45 minutes to get from Seminyak to Chungu, and then I won't be surfing here anymore.
Mate, I actually wish the traffic was back, because we don't want you up here.
Yeah.
Right? Okay? I've seen how you surf. You take all the waves. You friggin' out-paddle everyone. It's so annoying.
You should see this
you're a good paddler.
This next board that I've got, 32 litres.
It's too much. I want you to be slower. It's a complete.
It's great. But I haven't been surfing much because I've just had Mum here.
How was that?
It was interesting. No, it was great. It's great having Mum here.
Why was it great having Mum here?
Well, actually, this time, you know how my mum doesn't like Bali.
You've told me that.
Hates it, actually. But this time, she's left the island. She's like, I love it here.
Great.
I'm like, oh, God, I got you.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, stoked, because, I wanted to be here, especially next year with the bub coming. Mm-hmm. She loved it. So it's unreal. Like,
what changed her opinion of it?
I'm not sure what it actually was that changed her opinion. I think maybe just, the accessibility of, great food, beautiful locations at a reasonable price. They've been all over the world. We took Mum to Villa Laut in Penang this time. Yeah. We stayed there for a weekend. Nice. And it's got a great view down the Bukit Peninsula down towards Canggu. From you can see Canggu from the villa. You're sitting in your bed and you can see the villa.
Sort of I see across Canggu. The bay.
The whole way. It's an incredible spot. And then we came home from there. We had Jesse's birthday, and then we took them to Nusa Lembongan. And we're at Villa Aqua, which is through a mate of mine. And they really enjoyed it there again. And then they stayed at the Mulia in Nusa Dua, and they loved that,
That's pretty la-di-da.
It was, but we were kind of lucky because of Corona that was, everywhere was so cheap. So they got to see a little bit more than they would have otherwise, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Going back to what you said earlier, you said, you think people will be back.
100%. 100%. Well, even myself, I've had to cancel going home to Australia, and Qantas gave me a voucher, and Virgin gave me a voucher. People are going to have these vouchers.
They're going to want to use it.
And then as soon as they open them doors, they're going to be jumping on flights because they're going to be nice and cheap. Let's just hope the Indos manage this virus as well as the rest of the world, so people aren't banned from coming here.
Yeah, that'd be nice. and I'm not a doctor, and I've heard a variety of medical opinions. And the philosophy I'm just taking is that it's just really kind to stay home. It's a kind thing to do at the moment. And that's all I'm working on. I know, I'm overwhelmed with the information. Yeah. And I'm not an expert, and I'm not going to even pretend to be. So I'm just like, it just feels like the most kind and considerate thing to do is just to stay home and stay in small groups.
And I think whether we like it or not, it's just going to happen naturally from here on in. Yeah. You know, even with Australia shutting their borders to non-citizens and stuff like that, they're doing that. But, you know, everyone back home I've seen have been crying out for them to shut the airport. But there's no need for it because the whole world's shutting down anyway, you know? Yeah. Like, no one's going to be able to get there. There's no one flying next month. So no one's getting there. I know. You don't need to shut the airport. I know. And it's the same here, you know? Like, I was thinking maybe Bali should have shut the airport maybe a couple of weeks ago or so, but there's no one coming anyway. Yeah. So there's no need to do it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, there's not. And again, I don't know anyone that's sick. Yeah. Like, I personally don't know anyone, and I actually don't know anyone that knows anyone that is sick at the moment. And I'm not saying that it's not there. I'm not saying any of that. But
conspiracy theories.
If I didn't look, like, let's say I was...
But there is such a small percentile that do have the virus at the moment, yeah? I mean, what is there in Australia? Is there 1,000 people that have it now?
I don't know.
With a population of 29 million. So I don't know what that percentage is. It's pretty low. I think here in Bali they're talking about 4 people have died, which probably means there's probably, 50 people that have got it here. And there's 8 million on the island. You know, like, it's if you've got it, you've won the lotto, but not the good one. Yeah, you know, true. I don't know. That's how it seems, anyway.
That's how it seems. Yeah. You know, and if we went back to like the old days before internet, and you only were able to get a newspaper, maybe once a day or once a week, and that was your source of information. Yeah. You would just be working off like your current environmental conditions, and my current environmental conditions are my neighbours are not sick. Yeah. Okay, my children and my wife are not sick. And yeah, like, it's for me, like, I'm just trying to strip it. I'm not trying to be ignorant, but I'm just sort of saying, well, I'm just going to work and control what I can control. And that's what's immediately around me. So,
you know what I was thinking about the other day about, the last one that we had, SARS, right? And what you've just said then about social media and, you know, us being a little bit more aware of the world around us and, you know, not just our neighbours, but on the other side of the world. Was SARS just, we had a little bit less information about it?
I don't know.
Because, like, I think SARS was 2013 maybe, so that's almost 10 years ago. There wouldn't have been as much Facebook. I mean, there might have been Instagram. Not Instagram, what was the other one?
MySpace.
But, you know, I don't think that kind of hysteria was getting perpetuated back then, yeah?
Totally.
So maybe we're just more aware this time.
I think so.
I don't know the figures, what SARS was, anything like that, but, you know.
I don't know either. And then I remember there was the bird flu.
Yeah. It just feels like this one's a little bit more serious, or is it just being pumped up a lot more?
Again, it goes back to that word uncertainty. Yeah. I've never felt more confused in my life. But what I do know is that at the moment, I'm spending more time with my wife and children than I have in literally months.
How good's that?
I'm actually taking time out to, like, meditate and do some breath work that that I've been learning, which is making me feel great. I do have a bit of a back problem, so I've actually had time to, like, do my back exercises every day and not neglect those things. The only adventure we do at the moment is we just go straight from the house to the beach, you know, and there's not many people down there, so we have a little swim in the ocean and then come home. So, you know, again, I'm really just personally working on just taking one day at a time and doing things that make me feel good and healthy. So, yeah.
I was thinking about doing the garden.
Do the garden. And that's another thing. Sorry, I know we said, we're not going to talk about it. Let's go, whatever. My, we don't have a gardener, and we've got some staff that help out at the villa, and, we're making we're going to keep paying them, but we're giving them some time at home, like but paying them full pay. So and just till we can assess the situation a little bit better as
Yeah.
well. And those little things, and like do your garden, like plant some food. Like I've got tomatoes growing at the back,
Well, I think
and bananas growing and wild out there in the backyard, like. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at those bananas, going, like,
that's food.
That's some food.
When we shut down the cafe, we're doing a lock-in for Nyepi, obviously.
Yep.
And we're just going to take all the fresh produce, and me and Bodes are going to do a big cook-up.
Amazing.
Might even video it.
You should. Like, again, like, spread the information. Like,
and how to poach an egg because your cafe's closed. I'll show you how to do that if you want.
Yeah, well, they can buy the video, like, like for the price of coffee.
Well, Buddy was saying maybe we should keep the cafe open, and me and you will just sling three items out of your kitchen. Because I got a little espresso machine there. We could do takeaway. We'll just keep it open.
Yeah, there you go. I'll help you. So who's Bodie?
So
look at this guy.
Actually, we spoke about Bodie quickly last time.
We did speak about Bodie quickly last time. We said that he was
a little dirtbag.
Pain in the ass.
I think dirtbag was the actual word.
He's not a dirtbag.
He's not a dirtbag at all, no.
No, he was like really young when he first started working for you.
Yeah.
And look at him, he's grown into this man. He's a man.
White
He's a
blob
real man.
from New York. Buddy's my ex-chef from Lower East. Lower East in Wollongong, and he worked for us for 5 years. Created a great friendship in that time, and then he moved to Melbourne, did his own thing for 2 years, then on to New York for a year, and then now he's here to have a crack at the local hospitality scene here.
Nice, man. Yeah. Nice. No, it's good. Like when you turned up with him today, I was so stoked. And again, like I'm just like in these current times, I'm just really appreciating friends.
Yeah, seeing crew. Dude, I'm happy he's here at the moment because otherwise I'd be all on my own.
I know. Why would you be on your own? Like, where's your beautiful fiance?
So we've come to the decision for Jessie to go home. She's 26 weeks pregnant now, and we're not so worried about getting corona as such for ourselves. I think we'd be all right. But I'm more worried about if we were to have a bike accident or, she got malaria or got whatever, dengue, and then had to go to hospital. And, I mean, in saying worrying about being in the hospitals, the expat hospitals here are incredible. Like, BIMC is amazing compared to what we have back home. So, I don't know, maybe we've done this the wrong way, but just worried about that, and if there was to be any complications with the pregnancy, that she's at home and can get looked after.
It's understandable.
Yeah,
totally
so
understandable.
She's wigging out at the moment, 2 weeks quarantine. But
can I just ask, like, how does that work on a practical level? So is she with her family?
She's with her mum, but her mum was here with her.
Yes.
So they went home from Bali together.
So they're allowed to stay together?
Yeah.
And so are they staying in her mum's house?
In her mum's one-bedroom apartment.
In Wollongong?
In Wollongong.
And how do they know that they're staying in there?
Well, they have to.
But who patrols that?
Well, I think it's more of a, I don't know.
Just a respect thing?
Yeah, it's a respect thing, I think. Yeah.
Like it's you've got my word.
And you've got a bit of a civil duty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Civil duty.
I think they said when they came in through the airport, they were presented with a piece of paper that said, you understand that you have to self-isolate but they didn't have any conditions or terms or nothing outlined whatsoever.
Okay.
So I think it's more up to the individual. I think after, say, maybe 10 days, if they're feeling all right, they might start venturing out a little bit. I don't know.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure if they were going to have, like, government officials checking in on you and things like that.
I don't think they'd have the manpower to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So, mate, father to be.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that, dude?
Hasn't sunken in yet. I mean, it's it hasn't sunken in yet. Especially now that Jess is gone, I'm not seeing her belly grow or anything like that. So, and even that has been. I mean, it's a little bit distant to me still, But when I do see kids, it's definitely a reminder that it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
And I was just about to go, so how'd that happen? No. So let's go back a little bit. So since you're on, like, I think I worked it out. Like, so you're episode 12. You're now probably going to be episode 49.
Yeah.
So it's around 9 months.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like when you were last on the show, you just bought your coffee roaster and you're about to roast, and you just opened your second cafe in Legian.
Yep.
And so like give us a bit of a timeline of what's occurred in your life since then, because some pretty cool stuff's happened, bro.
Has it?
Well, you got engaged.
Okay, yeah.
Is that cool?
That was cool, yeah. I don't know. So when after we had that last podcast, we sort of got Legian up and running. Since then, we thought it was going to be more of a wholesale distribution sort of setup where we'd have wholesale clients come in, see the roaster in action, see a little cafe functioning. We could have lunch there with them, show them what we do. Yeah. It's sort of gone the other way with the space. There's been like a really good response in Legian from the local crew and also tourists that frequent the area. I think they needed something like that down there. It's been super busy, and we've actually just bought the shop next door. So they're knocking down the wall actually in the next couple of days. So we've got a bigger dining area there now. And then I think the roaster will get moved eventually because we need that area for a kitchen there, I think.
Oh, kitchen?
Yeah.
I was gonna say more seating.
No, yeah, probably possibly more seating and, yeah, a full kitchen.
And you were also possibly opening another store down at Uluwatu?
Yep. We've put that on ice for a little bit. Probably just 6 months, I'd say. We'll put it on ice and then, we'll jump into that at the end of the year, I'd say. Nice. But yeah, got engaged in New York this year. Dude,
tell us about it, man, because it's a crazy experience, I reckon. So what happened? What were you doing?
It started with the ring, actually. A friend of mine hooked me up with a guy who's an Armenian diamond dealer in LA. And I spoke to him before we went, and we were going through LA anyway, and I thought, all right, great, maybe I can get a good deal on a ring going through there. So we went through there, and I've told Jess that I had to go see this guy for a friend of ours that we need to give him cash for a deposit on a ring. She's like, yeah, cool. And then when we landed there, I stupidly put all that cash on a travel card. So I got there, landed, and then went, hang on a second, I need this amount of money, and I can only get $1,000 out a day out of the ATM. So I spent the first 3 days freaking.
How many days? $1,000 a day.
Well, we only had 5 days there, so I didn't have long enough.
So it was $5,000 ring.
So I had to ring up the bank. I had to ring up the bank.
Don't tell us how much it is.
Both banks, Chase and Australian Commonwealth, and then I finally convinced them to let me get out more than what they had per daily limit. Got that through. Went to go see the guy. He had a massive night, and then just didn't contact me. No. Had a massive one and didn't contact me. So we'd gone to West Hollywood, big mission to get up there, go see him, never contacted us. I'm like, oh no, what's going on? I'm not going to have a ring. Anyway, we postponed it till the Wednesday, went back up there. Jess is wigging out. She's like, can't believe we're going to see this guy again. He's like, we're doing it for a friend, but you're not even doing it for you.
So anyway. She believed you.
She believed me. She's like, I can't believe we're doing this for you, mate. Like, okay. This is so much effort. Anyway, so we go out there again, see him. And I sent him a message before I get there, and I go, just put it on the table in a bag. Don't say anything. Don't look at it. Nothing. I'll grab it. Don't worry about it. I can give you the cash because Jess knows that we're giving you cash. So I gave him the cash out of the table. Bang. Jess is sitting right next to me. She's flicking through a ring book. And she goes, can we have a look at the ring that he's put the deposit on? And he's like, I'm like, no, don't, no, we're not, no, we're just here to drop the money, then we're going, all right? Anyway, so Jess has got up to leave. I've seen the bag on the table, picked it up, put it in my pocket, and I had like skinny jeans on, and you could just see this massive bulge out the side of my leg, and I'm like, oh my God, she's going to see it. So we're walking down the aisle to get to the elevator, and what am I going to do? So I've slipped in the back of the elevator. It's gone down to the bottom floor, and I'm thinking, she's going to see this. She's going to see it straight away. Anyway, so I've let her go out of the elevator in front of me, talking with the guy who we bought the ring off. I've taken the box out of the bag, chucked the bag in the bin, and put the ring underneath my balls in my undies. So I thought,
wait up. So not in the box.
In the box, the whole box.
Oh, whole box?
Went in my undies underneath my balls. I thought, I'm sweet. She can't see that. So anyway, we've gone for lunch. We're sitting at lunch, and my mate's sitting there, and he goes, "Bro, did you grab the ring?" I said,
"Did you walk
yeah.
properly?"
Yeah, it was a big box though.
Was it? Sure, it was.
And he goes, "Where is it?" I go, "Mate, I've got it in my undies." He goes, "Awesome, sweet." He goes, "Where's the bag? You got the whole thing in there." I said, No. I chucked the bag in the bin down the road. He goes, "Bro, that's got your authenticity certificate in it."
No.
I was like, "No."
See, that's a real thing. You need that.
I couldn't go back and go get it. I'm like, it's in a public bin down there. What, we're going to tell Jess that we're going through the ring, like, you know. So I didn't say anything. I left it there. I'm like, "What do I do?" He goes, "Just when you get back to Oz, you got to get it valued." Blah blah blah. Anyway, so then we got the ring. Then we went to New York to go see Bodes, and I landed there on Christmas Eve, and I said to Bodes, I need you to do something tonight. I need you to film something for me." He goes, "No."
Did you film that,
No
buddy?
way.
I've
He's
seen
like,
that.
It's like, "Really? You're going to propose?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like,
No
"Sick,
way.
that's awesome."
It's so good that Bodie was the guy
so
that filmed
it. So we get on it. Jess was spewing. She was just like, didn't want to go to Rockefeller Center at all. We're just flown in from California, San Francisco. She was like 14 weeks pregnant, like sick as, had a flu for 2 weeks already, was just off it. Anyway, we got
like
her down.
morning sickness.
Morning sickness, yeah. But she had a flu too. So anyway, we dragged her down there, and we found the best spot that we could do it. And then I'm like, "All right, Bodes, you ready to take a photo?" And he's like, yeah. He's pushing all these people out of the way, and you can hear an Asian voice pop up in the video saying, hey, oi, what are you doing?" And as Bodie's pushing the crowd back, and then he starts filming, and then I drop a knee, and you can hear in the thing.
So Brady was crowd controlling to give you the space. At the Rockefeller Center. In front of the Christmas tree.
Yeah. And then you just hear in the background, "Oh, Mary."
So, why? Because you dropped to your knee.
Because I dropped to a knee, and then then Bodes is filming, and then we got like 100 photos as we were like, after he stopped filming, he started taking photos of us, and we had a couple of drinks that night. It was great,
dude. I seen that video. You showed it to me.
Yeah.
I've seen the different sides of Blake over the years. I've never seen that look on your face.
What was the look?
It was a look of sheer, like, I'm not going to say terror.
It was terror. That was the look.
But it was like, it is, and like, because I've done it, and I was like, why? Like, I was nervous before I did it, like you were saying.
Yeah, I wasn't actually nervous until
you dropped to your knee.
Until I tried to get the ring out of my pocket. It got stuck.
Yeah, but I just don't understand why it's so nerve-wracking, especially when you've been like with that same person for years. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, and then you just look so nervous and you drop to your knee. Like, it was cool, man.
Yeah,
it is a bit of. I guess it's one of those life moments. That
and I really wanted to do it in New York because, like, hopefully one day we can take our daughter there and be like, this was the spot that we, and especially if we could do it at Christmas again, that'd be unreal.
Totally memorable.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have done it in front of the Christmas tree in Crown Street Mall at Christmas time.
Yeah, that would have gone down well.
It's not quite the same. No, I was just like, as you were saying that, I was thinking about the time I proposed to my wife.
Yeah.
We actually did it in, I did it in Malta, which is a little island in the Mediterranean off the coast of Italy. You know, it's where my dad's family are from, like the heritage, and beautiful afternoon. I had this ring, same sort of thing, really quickly. I had this ring in my pocket all day. And so all day I was like, got the ring in my pocket.
Yeah,
like,
when am I going to do it?
This is going to happen, you know? And then I couldn't swim all day, like, because it was in my pocket and we were sort of out and about. And she's like, why don't you go for a swim? It's so hot. And I'm like, no, I don't feel like it, you know. So I built it up in my head all day. And then I was waiting for the sunset, you know, over the Mediterranean. We're on these beautiful cliffs, you know, and it's just like perfect. I'm like, all right, this is it. And I was just about to drop to my knee. Jade's going to hate me for saying this. And as I'm about to drop down, she's just like, and just like starts farting. Dude, she just started dropping farts.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. She's farting. She's going to hate me for saying that.
You're definitely going to hate you for that.
And then I still did it. And like, again, like I was like,
there's no moment that's perfect. It's never going to be a perfect moment.
It's just,
for proposing and for kids too, I think.
Dude, I'm going to get deep, but why did you feel like Jess was the one you wanted to marry? I'm putting you on the spot, bro.
No, you're not really. It's a pretty easy question for me, actually.
Okay, let's go.
She's got qualities that you know, that I don't have, and she's just taught me so much about myself and how I should act and, you know, react with people. And I just think she's a good balance to me. Yeah, for sure.
She like fills in those gaps, eh?
Definitely fills in those gaps. Yeah.
And you probably fill in the gaps for her.
I don't know. I think I get in her way more than anything else.
Dude, I definitely get in my wife's way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough gig. Like again, I think it's that whole just committing to someone else and saying like, I'm with you for the rest of my life. Like, let's do this.
You're the person that I can tolerate the most out of everyone else that I've met so far.
It takes courage, man. And I think that same courage then translates into other areas of your life.
Sure.
I think, and especially like now that I've got kids, it becomes even more important because what I've learned is that the kids, they gauge their happiness on your relationship.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you realise how important your relationship is.
For sure.
And do we do it perfect? Hell no.
No.
But
I think that's what...
Do we try to grow? Yeah.
I think that's what shapes your kids a lot. I know mum and dad, you know, obviously shaped me and my sister a lot growing up. And it was their relationship that I see in my relationship now. Like their relationship is reflecting in me now. Massively. And Jessie reminds me about it too. She's like, you're so much like your mum.
You are.
Well, apparently I am.
Dude, your mum's a legend.
She's a legend.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's, I don't know. I see that because, I mean, I don't know your family that well.
Yeah.
But from the outside when I talk to her, she's similar to you. Like, she's just kind of like no bullshit. She just sort of tells things like she sees them.
I think she's more no bullshit than I am, though. Yeah. I think I've got a little bit more tolerance for the world.
Yeah, I love people like that. And she just tells it like she sees it. And that can be polarizing. Like, that can actually, like, either make people love you or hate you.
For sure.
And for me, for many years, I really just wanted people to like me. And I just, like, try to do whatever I could so they like me. But
I think my mum sort of grew up a bit like that now. I think that's why she's turned into the person that she is. Because she sort of... Mum had a hard time with bullying and that as growing up and trying to, you know, assimilate, I guess, into...
Really?
Yeah, well, mum was the Wog family in...
What's the background?
German.
German, okay.
Yeah, German and Polish, I think.
So she copped a little bit of that, did she?
Yeah, I think we all do, you know, but I think back then it would have been even harder, you know. Being the Wog family in an Aussie...
Like a migrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she got a thick skin from that, and then now she just doesn't take any bullshit.
I know.
None.
Great.
Zero.
She also seems like the kind of mum, like, you could literally tell anything. If you were having issues,
you can
share it with her, and she'll actually take it on and listen to...
And tell me to stop complaining.
Is that what she does?
Yeah, pretty much.
Snap out of it.
Yeah, snap out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of snap out of it, I've got this Russian physiotherapist at the moment who's been working on my back, you know, and she's just like, I love how she speaks to me. Like, you know, a lot of practitioners will be like, you know, stop doing this and stop doing that and just take it easy and do these exercises. She's like, Shannon, you're too fucking emotional.
You're holding it all in your back.
She's like, you're holding it in your back.
Oh, maybe you should listen to her.
She said to me. I was like, okay, shit, all right. Yeah, she's
Did you take that on board?
And she's like, you're too busy. Stop doing things. It's hurting you. I'm like, okay.
Well, maybe your back's going to get better after this.
Look, man, like, my back seriously got the worst it's ever been. Like 2 or 3 days ago, I could barely move, and it was like we were deciding, should we get on a flight to leave Bali because of what's going on in the world. And, you know, ironically, like, my back was so bad, I don't think I could have got on a flight. Literally could.
Wow.
Like, I mean, the fact that I'm sitting down, I've been to a physio and I was at an osteo yesterday, and that just means like I can sit down. Like, that's how much it's spasmed. But if someone said to me like 2 days ago, you got to get on a plane, it would be impossible. Like, I wouldn't be able to get through like security or check in. Like, I couldn't even dare lift like a handbag. That's how much pain I was in.
Wow.
Dude. So
you seem right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm in pain, but I've been doing my exercises, and it's amazing how quickly you can turn it around. especially like, again, the meditation, like, you know, really like.
And stress levels dropping, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I've still been busy because I'm teaching online now using we do a thing called a Google Hangout. It's like a conference call. And so I had a conference call the other day with 60 students and they're all in, I can see their little faces and talking to them. And I'm actually really like sort of stoked because I've learned a new skill set.
Yeah.
Like I know how to do be an online teacher now.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm practicing it and learning new strategies, but so that's something good to come out of the situation too.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So you've had, you know, businesses, proposals,
Kid coming,
engagement in New York.
Yeah.
Your friend Bodhi has moved to Bali. It's just been like hectic. And do you still get a surf in every now and then or what?
Yes, as much as I can. It did die down to once a weekend. I feel like my life gets a bit busier when it's low season here because we're sort of prepping for high season.
Gotcha.
You're always prepping for high season sort of thing. So when it's low season, I'm always really, really busy. And weekends is the only time that I surf in those periods. So for probably the last 3-4 months, I've been surfing weekends only. And also because it's wet season, you can't just drop down the beach, you know, on this side of the island and go for a decent surf very often.
Why?
Because it's onshore and it's rubbishy and it's dirty, you know. So I'm sort of leaving a good surf for the weekend so I can get to the other side of the island. But it's slowly starting to happen on this side again. So I think, and I'm going to have nothing to do. So
it's been
I'm going to be surfing
magic.
all day.
Like the sand's really good at the moment and the wind's turned offshore and I mean I've been going down to the beach every morning and just for beach walks and a bit of a swim and it's really clean.
Yeah. Actually today, Seminyak Beach, it actually reminded me of South Beach, how clean the water was. Really? You could see right through the waves into the sand. I know every dry season it does do that. Yeah. But
not this time of year.
Yeah, not this time of year. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And that's something I was listening to the other day. I was talking to someone, they were saying how, you know, out of all this, you know, planes being stopped. Yeah. You know, cars, bikes, like it's, you know, going to give the environment a bit of a rest.
A breather, yeah.
A breather.
Me and both checked, we checked out, what's it called? Times Square, New York. We looked at a live feed just to see what was going on over there. And we seen one person in the whole frame.
So weird.
It was crazy.
Dude, I was watching the AFL in Australia the other night. It was, and because they can't have crowds. Like
no crowds.
MCG empty. They're playing a game to
no crowd roar. It must be real bizarre. I want to watch one just to check it out.
To be honest, it was kind of apocalyptic, like watching that, you know. Yeah. So,
but yeah.
Yeah. So listen, man. Like it's good to have you back on the show. And I'm doing a bit of a thing now that I'm getting close to like a year's worth of episodes. Like I started this podcast with one goal, and that was to do one episode a week for 52 weeks. And
so you're real close now.
I'm getting close.
How is that? I'm so proud of you for achieving that.
Thanks, brother.
I honestly am. Like when you set out to do that, I thought you've got to miss one at least. I just didn't think. I thought it'd be too many man hours. Yeah. You know, in your hectic lifestyle, that you'd have to go bow out for 1 or 2 episodes for personal reasons, but you've done it. I'm impressed.
It's been tricky, especially just lately with what's going on. Like, I was just like, wow,
getting desperate
I'm not going to make the 52.
For people to interview now.
So I'm getting you back on now. No, but I also, what I'm finding really cool is that I'm going to start going back and getting more of previous guests on because I just think it's nice to check in and like even though I know you, I know like your episode from episode 12, and I'm still a little bit perplexed. I don't know why, but it's had almost the most listens.
How many listens has it had?
I don't want to say. I'm not huge. I'm not Joe Rogan who gets 30 million, but I'm getting a few. And yeah, it's had a lot. So I'm going back through and I want to get some of the...
Well, you know what? I think that has a lot to say about how much people from Wollongong get behind people from Wollongong.
You know what? I think that's what it is, bro.
I think it's because you're from Wollongong. I'm from Wollongong. We've got that social connection already. They're seeing the podcast come up.
Dude,
and then maybe they want to listen to my story, maybe.
I think you've got a good story, bro, for your hometown. But also... Weren't you the king of Wollongong?
Prince.
Who's the king?
I don't know.
I swear to God, one day you said to me, dude, I'm the king of Wollongong.
Prince of Wollongong. Get it right, bro. No, but it definitely says something from where we come from, I think.
so.
And I experienced that with the cafe when we first opened. Like, when we opened the doors there, you know, we're in a different country.
Yeah.
And 90% of the people that were in the cafe for the first 3-4 months were like someone's sister's uncle, auntie's cousin that from Wollongong.
Yeah.
That, like, they got behind us even though we're overseas. So it's pretty great about the place that we're from, huh?
Oh, look, it is. I know. We cheer each other on, you know. Like, it's beautiful. And, you know, actually, I've got an ex-student from Albion Park High. He's just moved to Chungu as well, and he's been visiting, and he's the same. He's just, like, immediately, like, was drawn to me because I'm from the same area, and I was his ex-teacher, and he's now, like, 25 and, like, a man covered in tattoos and stuff. And he was actually going to move in with us for a while. And I guess, like, I love that, how we do have this innate sense of community. Yeah. By nature, we want to stay with our tribe.
I wonder if that's the same for other people that have, you know, grown up in other parts of the world and then have found themselves with, you know, say if you're from Sydney and you find yourself living in Canada. Yeah. Do you gravitate to the people that you grew up with a little bit, or the same sort of areas, or are we specially from Wollongong?
Well, okay, yeah, there's that. But I mean, as an expat now,
yeah,
like, who have you been gravitating towards? Like, have you been gravitating towards hanging out with the Balinese, or are you hanging out with the other Australians? Like,
I think my friends group has grown definitely, but you still appreciate having people from home, I guess, don't you?
Yeah, because they know where you're from. Yeah. They understand you.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like, I work with a big international community from Europe and America, and sometimes it gets really exhausting having to explain those little mannerisms or those little slang words, and they don't understand it, you know? So, like, for example, little things I used to say, oh, that's heaps good. They're just like, what did you say? Like, heaps? Like, you've got heaps of goodness? I'm like... Yeah, is that all right? Like,
bloody Americans.
It just gets exhausting. And it gets exhausting. So when, like, 2 dudes from Wollongong walk into my villa today, I'm just
it's
like...
exciting, yeah?
Yes! Let's talk about South Beach.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that time Bodie won some poker competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so it is. It's healing. You know, I think, like, we do have an innate sense of tribe. Like, we know who our tribe is. And
yeah.
I think that's what the Balinese do really well. They stick to their tribe.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe, hopefully, that will come out of this, that where we're from in Australia, people will start to look after their tribe more.
Yeah.
And remember that we are from an area, and we have the same, you know, environmental
experiences and backgrounds and upbringings and
upbringing. Like, you know, you've got coal dust in your blood, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
So you have, like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
surfing oilies with the offshore blowing coal dust off those.
I had it on top of the TV for years.
I mean, I don't know how it's going to be, like, how our lungs will turn out when we're older, but it's like, same mold, bro. It's nice. Although I'm actually from Nowra originally. I'm not from Wollongong.
But South Coast. I think anywhere from, like, sort of Wollongong down, it's a different... We have a different mentality, especially to people in Sydney. I found it when we were growing up and going out in Wollongong. I mean, in Sydney. We went up there and tried to, you know, get into a group of people up there. They were just like, where are you from? No. Wollongong. Yeah. Yeah. And you get nothing out of them. Didn't want to know us.
Really?
But I'd be able to find another group of people from the South Coast in Sydney and we'd hang out for the whole night.
Yeah, that's it, bro. So listen, like, with living in Bali, like, you know, you've been here for 3 years now.
3 years on May the 8th.
Okay, and we're going through tumultuous times. You know, and you've already said you're going to commit, but what's the long game for you? Like, are you in for good, bro?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I think...
Okay, why? Like, why are you so convinced on that?
I don't know. I just love the place. I just...
Feel home?
It feels like home, and you know... it was great to see. It was great to see a bit of emotion out of Jessie dropping her off at the airport the other day. I think it was more because she was going to miss Indonesia. She wasn't going to miss me that much, but she's going to miss me. But
she's going to miss Nusa Lembongan.
It was really good to see that she felt the same way about the place that I do now. She really loves Indonesia now, and in the beginning I never thought I'd see that in her, but yeah, we love it here, and it's home, and it feels like so welcoming, and you know, we just love it now. Especially after we went on that trip around the States over Christmas and that. Before I left, I thought if I left the island and I didn't bury an Indonesian, that they were going to be lucky. Because I was just so over them.
Why?
I don't know. I think in my own frustration, and you know, I probably haven't been proactive enough to understand the culture or the language enough yet, and I think it was more angry at myself. And then we left and went around the world a little bit and experienced other cultures again, and when I got back to Bali, I almost kissed the taxi driver.
Really?
Yeah, it was just like, you know, the rest of the world, just the attitude, the you know, there's no warmth, you're just another person, you know, in a crowd sort of thing. And I just felt so welcomed and like humbled when I got home. It was a really great experience to leave and then come back and really enjoy it again. Yeah,
man. I feel it too. Like, I was just thinking, like, just the other, like, a couple of days ago, because the area we live in, they have the local banja, and one of the guys who's on the banja just rang me randomly just to check in to see if we're okay, and just to let me know that they'll be keeping an eye out for us.
Yeah.
And it was just, like, really, really nice.
Yeah,
like,
that's epic.
They actually thought of us to see,
yeah.
You know, and the smiles.
You wouldn't get Wollongong City Council giving you a call saying, "How are you?"
They'll be like, "You get a call. Your rates,
your rates are due."
Yeah. Okay.
I don't care about the apocalypse, but your rates are due.
Your rates
don't
are
forget.
due. Yeah. And by the way, like, what are my rates for?
Yeah.
Well, you know, like, we don't know exactly.
We don't know where it goes. But you got to pay it, and make sure it's on time.
But I'm with you, man. Like that toll. I think, like, you know, there's times like. Sometimes I get so frustrated with how long it can take things to happen here, but really, it's like
it's part of the charm.
That's why
I moved here.
They're not in a rush. Like it's like I think that's the problem with the Western societies is we're just too much in a rush. Like, we just got to slow down. But
everyone's slowing
down.
For
them,
it's
like they just don't give a shit. And you can be like an impatient customer in a cafe because they're really taking their time to bring your food out or whatever. And
they just don't
you can
care,
complain, and they just like they become embarrassed for you because you're angry at them.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing to.
I've been laughed at before, actually.
Well, they don't know how to react to it. They laugh.
No,
because they're not used to seeing people frustrated.
Yeah,
that's why there's no road rage. Because if you road rage,
there is road rage if you're around me.
Yeah, I know. I have. Mate, you hold the record from Seminyak to Uluwatu 2 in a car. Jesus. I think you even got up to like 80 k's an hour on stage.
I got home from Padang Padang on the bike the other day. From Padang Padang to the cafe, 23 minutes.
No.
23 minutes.
Dude, that's not... Dude, I'm not impressed. Like,
I'm just saying, that's...
Too fast, Blake.
And it's not... No, but you know what it was? I was behind a motorcade from Padang Padang. I got just tucked in behind behind a copper. And I think it was Adrian Gruyere. You know the guy?
He's been here.
I seen him at Drifter.
Dude.
So I was like, that must be him. So I was like fanging him down the hill and followed him behind them. I think that's why I got home so quick.
Vinny Chase was here.
He was sitting next to me in the cafe. I was like full wigging out.
Dude, and Kai Paul from Indosol seen him in a cafe and just was like, "Hey dude, you want some flip-flops?" I noticed he had no shoes on literally because he's really like a bit of an environmentalist and a bit of a hippie.
Yeah, I think he came here to like clean up a beach or something.
He did. He did a beach clean up at Bingen, and he's like, you know, you want a pair of flip-flops? And he gave him a pair of flip-flops. They're made from, you know, recycled tires. And he's like, yeah. So then, so Vinny Chase, I know
he's wearing Indosols.
He's wearing Indosols.
How good's
that?
But
he would hate that. Like, he would get that everywhere. Like, Vinny Chase. Like,
Vinny Chase.
I loved Entourage. Did you like Entourage?
Loved it. I actually seen a documentary or a mockumentary that he did. Would have been when I was 21 to 11 years ago. It was called Teenage Paparazzo.
Yes.
And we went to the original screening in New York.
No way.
Yeah,
how did you get to go to that?
Well, I was with a friend of mine who had a girlfriend that was living in New York. And we said to him, basically, you know, sort us out for a week, tell us what we're doing. And she'd booked it, and we didn't really think much of it. And then we got there, and I was like, holy shit, Vinny Chase is here. No. She's like, yeah, that's his documentary. And the documentary was sick, actually. And then we went to the after party, and he was there.
Dude, rubbing shoulders, mate.
I know.
That's epic. I loved that show.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think most, like, sort of younger guys just love that show because it's like, that's like my crew, except we're not in Hollywood making movies. I think everyone dreamed millionaires. Of it. And it was just done so well in terms of, like, it was like the realness of it. Like, that's what it would be like. Yeah. Like negotiating scripts, and you got your stressed out agent, and you're negotiating, and then you know, just money.
Relaxed in the middle of it all.
Yeah, and then like taking these big gambles on movies and stuff. And it's pretty enchanting, really. Yeah. But I do respect that guy as an actor. Yeah. Adrian Grenier. That's how you say it.
Grenier, is it?
I think it's how you say Grenier.
Grenier. No idea.
If I've got it wrong, I'm sure someone will tell me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just like he seems like he's really like just like a really authentic dude who
solid.
He's more than just Vinny Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah. That movie.
Oh, I was starstruck when I seen him the other day. Had
smoking
to
weed.
Contain myself. It's just actually, he wanted to take our fan. I wasn't real happy about it.
What do you mean?
We were sitting at the table and there was 2 fans, and they asked if they could take our fan. I was like, no chance, mate.
Dude.
You sat in the wrong seat.
Dude, I don't give a shit who you are.
I don't care who you are. You're not getting my fan.
Should have said you can have it for, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, something.
A signature.
A signature.
Who
cares?
I was going to go say hello, but I thought, just give me space. He's here on holidays.
I know.
Maybe if it was in LA, I would have been like, hey, man, how you going? But it's here. He's on holidays. Give him a break.
And I think Bali, and Ty Graham said this, like, Bali's one of those places where celebs, unless they're an ultra celeb. Like,
but I think even they get sort of left alone a little bit here.
Yeah, that's what he said. Like, a lot of people don't know who they are sometimes. Yeah. Like, I mean, he said, I see it a lot with Australian athletes. Like, you get some rugby league players
hanging
who are
out
huge
here.
back home. No one has a clue who they are. So they can have this, like, level of anonymity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah. But so if he's here enjoying that, I think you should let them have their space.
I agree. And they're just another dude.
And I've seen him. I'm happy. I don't want to talk to him.
Dude, yeah, like, there he is. Did you, like, size him up? Like
I'm
taller than him?
He's tiny. He's a little runt.
Was he?
A little bit. Yeah, he's tiny.
How'd that make you feel?
I didn't really think about it.
Did you feel good? Like, hey, I'm muscly.
No, I just thought maybe I shouldn't have ordered a burger. Maybe I should have got a salad.
I'm carrying too much weight, mate.
Yeah.
Hang on, and I've got Clementine, my daughter, here, wants to say hello. What's up, Clem? Quick one.
Corn chip.
she wants corn chips.
Darling, I'm going to get you a corn chip real soon. I'm just having a chat with Uncle Blake. So anyway, listen, Blake, man, it's been epic. We're sitting out here in the villa in quarantine. Not quarantine, but in social isolation.
Yep.
And
are we 1.5 meters apart, by the way?
Yeah, easy.
I like that you sprayed my mic, though.
I sprayed your mic. Like, it's just the least I can do.
In my hands on the way in.
Yeah. I've been spraying it in my mouth, bro. It's got alcohol in it. Let's not go there.
Little buzz.
Yeah, man. So it's been epic. It's been an hour already, dude. Just time flies. But listen, since you've been on the podcast, new thing I'm doing is it's not that new, but I'm just asking guests to come with a cause, and over time I'm accumulating like a list of different charities and organisations or causes that I can collate into like a library of ways people can help if they ever want to help something or someone. And I find myself personally, like, I don't know how to help, and it's just good to have some options on how I can be of assistance. So what are you going to advocate for today?
South Coast Wildlife something.
Wildlife Rescue?
Rescue, that's it.
.org.
All
right. Why'd you pick okay, can you tell us why you were sort of drawn to that charity?
It's probably more from Jessie. She's really into saving the animals, or a gecko, whichever one it is, or an ant.
Bali street dog?
Like anything, Bali street dog. So yeah, I think we've landed on that one, especially with the bushfires that we've had as well. I think we had to we helped out a little bit with the bushfires. So yeah.
Nice. Good one, man. You picked a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to go back to too much catastrophe stuff, but living in Bali, I mean, that stuff with the fires, I mean, already it just seems like a distant memory.
Yeah.
But it really is not distant at all.
Imagine how the poor guys are going down on the south coast that rely on tourists down there, you know? They've just gone through that and now they're going to have to weather this storm now, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we'll stick to having that as our
as your cause.
Yeah, our cause, yeah.
And I noticed like Coffee Cartel did some fundraising for the bushfire relief.
Yeah, we've got like a tote bag that we did with Jake Ross. He does like our artwork stuff for us. We've got like a cactus on the back of our shirt. And he did like a bushfire appeal one. You can check it out on our Instagram or his Instagram. He's jakeross.art.
Cool.
And yeah, so we got the tote bag going. We've got a bandana as well with some koalas on it in like the cartel pink. Nice. And we did a weekend that we donated 100% of turnover to the wildlife rescue.
Amazing, bro.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to sort of see it from a distance, but still be able to help out. And it felt like the community got behind it a little bit here too, which was great. So that's what what we do. Love it.
And I'll put the link to, is it Jake Ross Art?
Yeah, jakeross.art.
Okay, jakeross.art.
He's a great artist and he does all of our stuff for our menus and I think he works for Stab Mag maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'll put a link to that in your show notes as well as the wildlife rescue link.
Yep.
So that can be found on Blake's show notes, which you can find on the terriblehappytalks.com website, which will then direct you to all the podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Buzzsprout, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and a few others that have actually picked up my podcasts and started like promoting it. Some random platforms like iTunes.
Didn't you start on just one platform?
Yeah, originally it was on iTunes.
Just iTunes, yeah.
And then Spotify, and it's and then Buzzsprout is my host, and then it's really funny. This thing happens. These other platforms actually just pick your podcast up and put it on their platform and promote it, like TuneIn Radio. Like, so I did a Google search, and all of a sudden, like my podcast is on all these different websites and they promote it, and I think they sell advertising space on their websites.
Okay.
Which is okay for me.
Yeah. Well, it's growing, so that's great.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. So, yeah, you can find links to that on Blake's show notes. Now, listen, brother. I've got a gift for you.
Awesome.
So last time you were on, like, I didn't have a gift for you, and
no, I got it eventually.
What'd you get?
I got the sticker. It's on my board.
Oh, you got the sticker. So yeah. So I got a gift for you, and it was always something I wanted to do, and it's evolving. Like, I'm able to give out some gifts now. So
Epic.
Just hang on a sec.
Okay. I'm definitely going fast in there.
So I got two things. The first one is the THD Circle logo sticker.
Yeah, that can go on my next board that I've got now.
Nice. And I only give these out to people that have been on the show. It's only for Terrible Happy Talks alumni. So now, dude, you've got two.
Epic.
Brother,
next
thanks,
board.
Man. And the next thing I got for you is a pair of flip-flops from Indosol.
Epic.
And size 9.
Yep.
And, dude, I was picking the colour today, and I'm like, I'm going to get him something out of his comfort zone.
That's fine. I like him. I love it.
And the colour is coral.
Coral?
It's coral, dude.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Dude, I was like, he's all tanned. Like, these are men's.
I can run them. Actually, it's going to match my small tee.
There you go. And, like, the Coffee Cartel, they got, like, a pink thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's not pink.
Well, it's close enough.
It's not pink.
I'm sure they'll fade a little bit.
It's coral.
Yeah, coral.
There you go, bro.
Thanks, man.
So, yeah, dudes at Indosol, Kai, Chris, and Kyle, just
legends.
Good dudes, man. And recycled motor vehicle tyres. I mean, I feel like at the moment in this current climate, I think those kind of solutions are, more needed than ever. Like we need to start thinking about other ways we can do things. And so those dudes are doing that. So listen, bro, is there anything else you want to say? I got my daughter. She's
got a corn chip. She's happy.
This is the first podcast she's actually hung around on, and
you've done pretty well, Clem.
She's got her plain corn chips.
Pretty well.
A bit of an afternoon snack.
9 out of 10.
And but listen, Is there anything else you want to say, man? I want to finish on.
No, not really. Just hopefully next time we talk again, we'll have some more positives that we found out of this little catastrophe that we're going through at the moment we could talk about.
Yeah, man. It's going to be interesting to watch it unfold.
Yeah.
One message I want to send out to the universe and the world is just be kind to one another and be kind to yourself, and take one day at a time.
Yeah.
And maybe do you really need to look at social media numerous times a day? Maybe cut down on your social media.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard one for everyone at the moment, I think.
And my second last guest, Edward Dangerfield, is a breathwork specialist, and he talked extensively about how the way we breathe is linked to our central nervous system, and the more we have our central nervous system under control, we're less likely to suffer from illness or mental illness and mental health and stuff like that. And he talks about this correlation between how we breathe and how our emotions are. So, like, one example is like when we're scared, we
hyperventilate.
We breathe quickly. Okay. Yeah. And
isn't that why you do ice baths, to learn how to control that and stuff like that?
Yeah, man, holding your breath and stuff like that. And you're talking about the sympathetic system and the parasympathetic. The
shock response and stuff.
Yeah, and reducing that adrenal response. Mm-hmm. And sometimes where our adrenal glands are pumping adrenaline into our and cortisol into our system without us knowing, and that's actually increasing our heart rate and then blood pressure and things like that. So by just doing simple breathing exercises every day, we can actually reduce the adrenal response. We can lower our blood pressure and just feel better, just feel calm and relaxed and sleep better. And
I think there will be a little bit of heightened anxiety around in these self-isolation homes at the moment too.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Not for any other reason that they have to self-isolate, you know, and probably scrolling on their phones.
Totally, man. Because they've got nothing else to do but look at their phone, and then
that's the old go-to.
And there is good information on social media. There's no doubt about it.
That's how I knew that the airports were closed, and that's why we knew to get Jess out. You know, That's what I was checking, but obviously filtering the crap out as well. And
that's what's hard. And the problem, in my opinion, the problem is you're still seeing some stuff that is maybe inaccurate or just really negative. And whether you know it or not, subconsciously, it might be having an impact on you. So maybe consider that. For me personally, when it comes to real information, I check the World Health Organization website regularly for their updates. They seem to be the most, I guess, neutral in in the information they're spreading, and they have a real responsibility to be accurate as well. So I have been avoiding mainstream media because I feel that
we don't get it here anyway.
I know.
I still haven't, since the last time we spoke. I've watched.
You don't watch TV?
I've watched maybe 3 news articles on TV since 9 months ago.
Dude, I'm the same.
I was a little bit blasé to the world, and the only reason why I had to sort of plug in was because maybe we needed to get Jess out. So,
and that's a good call, bro.
Yeah,
you did the right thing, man.
Yeah.
So, but listen, man, it's been epic. I'm so grateful, and yeah, bro, high five. Ew.
No, we can't, bro.
What? Elbow! Oh no! Dude, you know what?
I had a staff member do it to me the other day.
Dude, I finish every episode on a high five.
We can't.
Why not?
Well, we can't. That's it.
Dude, you know what? Bring in the stunt man. I'll wait up, Bodie.
He's gonna spray. All right, we're good.
Save the episode, Bodie.
Thanks, Bodie.
Love you, brother.
See ya, bro.